Hey guys, it's Adam Lavelle of KnuckleTFUp.com. I'm coming to you with a new company. I've been watching them here or there. I post about them on my Facebook. Please follow me on my Facebook. Facebook.com/droppingloves. Facebook.com/droppin, DROPPIN, gloves, GLOVES, because I was all about bare knuckle when I first started to talk about fighting online, combat sports. It was all about bare knuckle, right? And please don't misunderstand me. Love it. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, Bare Knuckle Boxing, Clan Fighting Championship. That's the title belt back there. I still love it. But I've also completely fallen head over heels with Muay Thai. It's something I never guessed. I'd heard of Muay Thai, but I didn't know much about it. I knew it was Thai boxing, boxing from Thailand. But, I didn't really venture into it at all. But the more I heard about it from a friend, my friend Chuck, how you doing, Chuck? And Joe Rogan said he doesn't know why more people aren't into it, especially people who like striking combat sports. I started to venture into it. And when I found one Muay Thai and their small MMA gloves, I was like, this is incredible. But then you got a company called Rajadamnern World Series. Rajadamnern is a big boxing stadium in Thailand. It's huge there, of course it is. And they have an event every single Saturday called Rajadamnern World Series. And they have Rajadamnern championships, and it's really cool. Now, they do use the big boxing gloves, and for a little while that kind of turned me off. I like bare knuckle. I gave a little bit for the small gloves Muay Thai, and I gave a little bit for the small gloves dirty boxing. Pretty good. I don't really want to get into big glove sports. I like glory kickboxing, but once again, the big gloves sort of keep me at a little bit of a distance. Still enjoy it overall, but these big padded gloves take something away. That's why I like bare knuckle, right? It is raw, it is hard ass, badass, kick ass. It is amazing. But let me tell you, the more I watch Rajadamnern World Series, and since I love Muay Thai so much, I can't help but like this stuff. I want to talk to you. I don't know how many is going to watch this video. Maybe I can find a Reddit of Rajadamnern World Series fans that I can share the video on and people will actually enjoy it. How many people who come to my Facebook page and Knuckle TF Up and stuff will really be into Rajadamnern World Series? I don't know. Not because it's bad. It's just, it's a foreign country. The commentary is in English. I have found some Muay Thai organizations that I wanted to watch on YouTube, but they don't have English commentary. And I don't begrudge them for that, but I'm not watching a company that I can't follow with the commentary in regard to what's going on because I'm still learning it. I'm still learning the moves. I'm still learning the strategies and what have you. So I need my English commentary for me to completely grasp what I'm watching. I enjoy it, but I still need the assistance. So I can't get into a company that doesn't have English commentary. But Rajadamnern World Series is on DAZN, DAZN. So if you subscribe to that, it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, subscription's like $20 a month. Ridiculous. But so this is something I really got into. I wanted to get into it, and it was bit by bit. I never disliked it, but it's like, the big gloves, I don't know. But let me tell you something. Plenty of knockouts here, especially on the show we're going to discuss here. So the big gloves aren't really holding that back in any way. So I want to talk about Rajadamnern World Series from September 13, 2025. Yes, we're soon going to come up to another show any day now. It's Wednesday as I record this. That means in 3 more days, 2.5 more days, we are going to have another show. So I should have just waited to talk about that. Maybe. I have a little bit of extra time tonight, which is a rarity for me during the week on a work day. So let's check it out. Rajadamnern World Series from September 13, 2025. The first fight was Jeremy Texas Lowe. That's his name. Jeremy Texas Lowe took on Alireza Mohseni. Okay, solid first round that saw Lowe get a big right hook that sent Mohseni to the mat for a knockdown. That was kind of cool. Lowe came out like a wild man, though, tearing through Mohseni apart piece by piece with another right hook and a side head kick, knocking Mohseni down 3 times for a total of 4 in the fight. If you are knocked down 4 times in a 3-round fight, it's over. That ended the fight. I'm telling you, this Texas guy, Jeremy Texas Lowe, he is great. His strikes, his kicks, everything. You got to be able to work all of these things in Muay Thai. You can't come into Muay Thai and just be a boxer or just be a kicker or just be a close fighter. You know what I mean? Chest to chest, bone booth fighting. You have to be able to do it all. And if you can't, I'm not saying you can't ever win a fight with a strong one-sided strategy, but you are not going to be a dominant force in the world of Muay Thai unless you know it all. And I mean, I'm not saying that Alireza Mohseni didn't, but Jeremy Texas Lowe really came out, took control, and just win this in a big, exciting way. I haven't even told you the best part about old Jeremy Texas Lowe. 16 years old. I just saw a 16-year-old, I believe it was Russian boy. I don't mean any insult by that. He's a young man. He's a boy. A 16-year-old in one Muay Thai win by an impressive knockout. I believe it was the first round. And now we got Jeremy Texas Lowe, a 16-year-old boy, winning a fight in the first round at Rajadamnern World Series. Let's just call it RWS for short. I want to see these two fight one day. I don't care if it's in Rajadamnern. I don't care if it's in RWS. I don't care if it's in one. But instantly, that's what I started thinking. And if you're watching this at all, or if you do, you'll probably feel the same. The next fight, and again, this is the prelims. There's two prelims before we get to the main card. So Liam Patel take on Pran Payak. Okay, you're going to find a lot of these Thai names are different. They're similar. You'll see similarities in the names, you know, and you'll see what I mean as we go on. But learning to pronounce them is difficult. I'll probably mispronounce some as I go, but I've discovered that if you break it in half or into syllables, Pran Payak, it's pretty good. Pran Payak. Not tons of action in the first round. Neither fighter was bad, don't get me wrong, but the judges gave round one to Patel. I don't know. I thought it was too close to call. In Muay Thai fighting, you don't get a whole lot of measuring and stalling. You really don't. First round here saw a little bit of that. It just wasn't super active. They were trying to get a feel for one another. And in RWS, the judges score at the end of every round. They announce the score aloud. And it is who wins 2 out of 3, basically, right? Or who wins all 3 or what have you. So it's a big deal if you win a round, and they announce it. So you go into the next round knowing who's ahead. Patel is ahead 1 round to nothing. But damn it, the second round started like the first. Not real exciting. But let me tell you, Liam Patel has some kick-ass power. They weren't super exciting. Like, it wasn't a bunch of flurries. It wasn't a bunch of, just high-paced, fast action. It wasn't boring, it just wasn't fast-paced. But this Patel, straight right to the face of Pran Payak, and it knocked him out. He was out. He tried to get back up. He could not. He was done. He was out. I mean, Liam Patel wins by knockout quickly in the second round. Powerful stuff. Again, wasn't anything that would make you jump up and down with how the fight went watching it. But man, when he landed that right, he just bided his time. And when that was there, that shot was open and he took it, fight was over. Big win for Liam Patel. So we're on the third fight, which is the first fight of the main card. I'm not going to keep saying that. It's the third fight of the night that saw Alan Yanni take on Nicheo. Nicheo seemed to take Yanni by surprise as he struck more often and more accurately in round 1. He just did. It just felt that way to me that Nicheo surprised him. Like maybe Yanni studied tapes or something and wasn't ready for the fast start, for the quick rushing in that Nicheo brought to him. Okay? And the judges, however, gave round 1 to Yanni. It wasn't highly controversial or anything out of bounds, but it definitely surprised me because I thought Nicheo won that. I also thought Nicheo won round 2 as well. Now, again, we didn't have anything to lit the world on fire here, but as you're watching it, you sort of get a feel the more you watch Muay Thai as who's not dominating, but who's sort of controlling, or who's sort of the most aggressive here. But they gave that to Yanni as well, which shocked the hell out of me. Nicheo needed a knockout to win this. That's what it came down to. Or 2 knockdowns or something big, right? Yanni hasn't looked real impressive. The third round was kind of even. They went back and forth pretty evenly. Again, nothing overly exciting, but pretty even fight. But Nicheo, he needed a knockdown or a knockout to win, like I said. But that did not happen. And it goes to the judges. And I don't see any way Yanni doesn't win this. He won the first 2 rounds. And he did win it. Unanimous to Alan Yanni in 3 rounds over Nicheo. I'm not going to sit here and say Nicheo was ripped off or cheated or anything like that, but in my untrained, unprofessional, but big fan eyes, I thought, I don't know if the fight should have necessarily went to Nicheo, but Alan Yanni, I don't believe won that unanimously, but the judges absolutely disagreed with me. And if that's the worst fight we're going to see on this card, that's pretty damn impressive. Next up, the 4th fight of the night was Alex Louchois. Excuse me, he's French. I had to get my tongue wrapped around that. Alexis Louchois took on Payak Sirikon. It was a great first round with Louchois being the aggressor, but taking a lot of damage because of it. You know, I've said that before when I talked about fighting. This isn't bare knuckle, dirty boxing, Muay Thai. You can be the aggressor, the hard aggressor. You're coming in, and that can be very impressive. You know, like, look at this guy go. Look at him just walk in. But you can get your ass knocked out for doing that, and that didn't happen here, not in round 1, but he did take a lot of damage for being that way. Payak Sikron landed a sharp elbow, though, cutting Louchois open really badly. I mean, it was a deep cut. I thought there might be danger of them stopping the fight. They did look at it. They let the fight continue. Payak Srikon, I'm sorry, I have to say these slow, then threw a very solid head kick that almost knocked Louchois down. I mean, it was a hard boom, bam, like a baseball bat to the side of the head. And Louchois stumbled, but he did not go down. The judges gave Payak Strong the first round. And in the second round, both were pretty super aggressive, but the injured and cut Louchois was more aggressive. He's like, look, I almost got knocked out with a kick. I've got this deep cut on the side of my face. I've just got to go for it, right? I just got to go for it. He's much more aggressive, nailing hard elbow in the side of Payak Castron's head, and he wins by knockout. I mean, he had to come back. He was losing this fight. The judges pronounced round 1 for Payak Castron. But Louchois realized what was going on, turned up the volume, came in hard, and with all the elbows, every time Payak Castron came in, Louchois had elbows as an answer. Elbows. Elbows are one of the greatest things about Muay Thai. You know, bare knuckle boxing, I love it, like I said, but you can't hit with your elbows. You can't perform spinning back fists. You obviously can't kick, right? And they can do all of that here. And Louchois was great at it all, and he wins by knockout. Really like this fight. I don't know if it was my favorite fight of the night, but it was very good, especially with the comeback by the French Louchois. The next fight on this, the 5th fight of the night, saw Fet Pichet taking on Igor Bekrev. The first round wasn't bad. Good back and forth with Bekrev getting the best shots. However, just when I was ready to report that the first round was just fine and nothing special, Igor Bekrev nailed a straight kick to the stomach. I mean, it was just a boom. They call it a teat, okay? I don't know why. I got to study that more. I think I've read on it before, but I got to read again. But it was just a straight kick right to the stomach. And that dropped Fet Pichet to the ground, and he was done. And he puked. I don't mean to laugh at the poor guy, but he vomited. That's how hard he was kicked in the stomach, and he wasn't getting back up. Igor Bekrev wins by knockout. His 3rd straight win in a row. This Igor Bekrev is someone we're going to want to pay attention to in RWS. The 6th fight of the night was the main event. There is one fight after this. The RWS seems to do this. They put a main event on, and then they have, I don't want to say a meaningless fight, but not a main event. One more fight after the main event. So this isn't the last fight. This is the main event, and it is for the RWS Super Bantamweight World Title. So here we go. An exciting DAZN show on a Saturday. You know, it's usually very, very early Saturday morning, so I'm barely going to catch this live. And I don't like catching it live because there's a lot of pauses in the show, like in between fights. Not as bad as boxing. Oh, God, don't get me wrong. There isn't like an hour-long podcast in between every fight. But sometimes there's some waiting. They play some music and show crowd shots. I love being able to fast-forward that stuff and turn a 4-hour show into a 3-hour show or 2:45. I really do. But this main event, Super Bantamweight title on the line, as the champion, Pech Saman took on Petchzilla. That's right. It sounds like Godzilla. I kept thinking that. Petchzilla. He was challenging Petchsaman for the Bantamweight World title. Solid first round with the judges giving round 1 to Petchsaman. In their last fight, this is the second time these guys have fought. They're usually long time between. This is close to a year, I think, since they fought. And the last time, Petchzilla seemed to be winning it. He seemed to be headed towards the title, but no, Petchsaman came back. Here, Petchsaman won the first round. In round 2, both men once again did very well, back and forth action, but just before the second round ended, Petchzilla landed a hard overhand left, just a sweeping hard overhand left that knocked Petchsaman down and out. The champion in the second round, having already defeated this guy once. He had to come back to do it, but he did it in amazing fashion. People were impressed so much with him. Not this time. Petchzilla wasn't having none of that stuff. He just landed a big, rounded left to the head of Petchsaman, and he was done. He was out. We have a new RWS Super Bantamweight World Champion, Petchzilla. It was a great fight. It was only 2 rounds. I don't care. It was 2 rounds of action. It was 2 rounds of a guy coming back, because this time Petchsaman won the first round. Petchzilla came storming back and knocked his ass out and took the title. Great title match, great title change on a very cool show. But we have one more fight coming up, and that was the 7th fight, and it was Petchfadan. Again, I'll get these names down eventually. Versus Sinio Perez Victorino. He's from Mexico. Both men got powerful shots on one another in round 1. Petchfadan knocked Victorino down with a hard strike. Seemed to really lit Victorino on fire, because when he got up, he started landing tons of headshots, rocking Petchsaman. Just, he'd hit him and you'd see Petchsaman's head go back. Ugh. I mean, he wasn't knocked down or knocked out, but you saw it register, and you saw it register bad. Now, while Petchsaman didn't go down from these shots, he looked exhausted. Maybe his nose was busted. Maybe he was having a hard time breathing. I don't know. I don't believe he was gassed. There's no way any of these fighters gassed in the first round, but he was tired. I mean, he was gassed, but I'm not talking about from just because one round was enough to tire him out. I think something busted, something was broken in his nose or something, but he was exhausted. And nearing the end, I felt there was a hard kick to the side of the body that took Petchsaman down. I'm not saying it was a weak kick. These guys don't do anything weakly. But I think if Petchsaman wasn't so beat up and tired from those shots to the face that registered and knocked his head back 3, 4, 5 times, maybe more. Not in a row, but throughout the round. Boom, 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 And I think it busted something. I think it definitely contributed. Maybe there was blood running down the back of his throat. I don't know, but he looked like he was up and not down and never went down until the very end here, when a big sweeping kick to the side. I don't think he hit the liver. It was right in the side area, not quite the back area. Took Petchsaman down for the count. Your winner by knockout, Sinio Perez Victorino, stood tall to end this show. I don't think I do these fights justice, because I'm still learning Muay Thai and the ins and outs about them, and I struggle to say some of the names. But if you follow me, you know I'll get them. Back when I used to be a big pro wrestling guy, I got the Japanese guys' names down. Eventually, I'll get these names down better than I have them now. But I wanted to jump on here and do something a little less than 20 minutes. This show, folks, this was a 9 out of 10. The one bout that I talked about and said if that was the worst that we'd see on this show, it wasn't a bad thing. That took 1 point away. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. But overall, this was an excellent show that I enjoyed very much. 9 out of 10. Rajadamnern World Series, RWS for short, on DAZN. They are also on YouTube. I haven't really figured out what the shows on YouTube are. I don't know if they're older or what. I don't watch them really because I'm watching them on DAZN. So check it out on YouTube. RWS. Muay Thai, RWS. Put that in and I'll find it. They deserve to be checked out by all fight fans. Muay Thai is awesome. RWS is awesome. All the companies I follow are awesome. Go to knuckletfup.com to follow me on all my social medias, especially Facebook, where I'm constantly posting things, even things I don't talk about online. I'd love to see you there. I'm Adam Lavelle. knuckletfup.com, and I'll be back with more fight coverage before you freaking know it.